I'm excited to hear from Valencia too. Someone just said they were excited to hear from you. I hope everybody is enjoying this awesome sunny August. I know I am. My name is Vija Williams, and I am with Ben Kinney Companies and Ben Kinney Training, and I have the lovely and amazing Valencia from the Jordan Davis team. Valencia, before we go into your incredibly stellar statistics, will you tell us all where you're from and a little bit about yourself, who they're learning from?
Of course. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining and spending time with us today. My name is Valencia. I am the Director of Lead Generation for the Davis team here in Dallas, Texas, where we serve all of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and the surrounding areas.
That's awesome. And so, Valencia, what we're going to talk to you about today is what we're calling conversion, because you are an ISA, which means you're dialing for dollars, right? You spend all day, every day on the phone and getting appointments for the Davis team. That is your one thing. That's your everything. And for all of my regular listeners and supporters, you will know I am obsessed with the fact that the one activity that we have to be obsessed with is setting appointments. If you can master the art of setting appointments, the rest is easy and unnecessary. It is the most important activity in real estate. End of story, no more discussion, right? So imagine when I saw that you have a whole program that's like a 16-week program. Is that right?
14 weeks.
Well, sorry about that. 14 weeks.
No.
Just on conversion, you call it conversion. And so I pounced on you basically when I saw that. I'm pretty sure it was like a digital pounce. And I was like, Valencia, will you come give us an hour teaser and tell us what you know in an hour on how to convert phone calls? And you graciously accepted. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're gonna dive in, and we're gonna spend our time today on the 5 components of a quality phone call that converts every time, right? And so that's the meat of it. But I think it's important, Valencia, and this is going to embarrass you a little bit, so I'm just going to preface it by saying that. But I think it's important for everybody to understand how much credibility you have, right? Because they need to know who they're learning from. So here's what's cool. So Valencia, you started in 2017, 18?
Yes.
Okay. And you'd never done real estate before?
Never have done real estate. When I went to college, my goal was to go to the Olympics and then start my own fashion boutique. That was what I wanted to do. Olympics, then close. Things changed completely. And then I was like, well, fashion isn't what I thought it was going to be. These people kind of suck. So I decided real estate people, they'll be better. My parents were doing a transaction with Jordan at the time. And I was like, look, let's interview. Let's see what can happen. I came in, I interviewed with Matt and her awesome other half, Jordan. Well, her other half, Nat, and they handed me a phone book and a list of numbers and was like, figure it out. The goal is to get people to agree for Jordan to come over and discuss selling their home. And that's how my real estate world exploded and took off.
So you kind of skimmed something there. You kind of said, oh, I just wanted to go to the Olympics. I think that's actually a really cool story, because tell everybody how tall you are.
Hi, everybody. Not only am I the director of lead gen, I am only 5'2". So I am borderline a Smurf. I'm very tiny, compact, fun size, whatever you want to call it. I'm not very tall.
Okay, that's what everyone's going to get out of this, compact, fun size. That's amazing. So what's even more amazing is tell everybody your track and field event.
Yes, my favorite event, I did a few different ones, but my favorite one, and the one I actually got a scholarship for, was for the 400 hurdles. Now, hurdles on me being 5'2" come to about my belly button. And I'm running and jumping these things, 10 jumps, 1 big circle, that's the end of the race.
So for any athletes here, I'm a former track and field athlete. For any athletes here, that you just need to pause on that. For all of us in track and field world, to be 5'2" and a like a college scholarship hurdler is unbelievable. You're vertical, like you're standing, whatever the jump, your vertical, whatever that is. I mean, it's stunning. That is power. That is power in your in your upper legs there. Anyway, okay, but I digress. All right, so you came into college. Anyone who's in a scholarship caliber athlete has my attention. I think that is someone who already understands the focusing on the activities and the process and letting the score take care of itself. I think that's someone that automatically understands in delayed gratification, and someone that understands practice, right? And all of the elements that it takes into being successful in business. So coming into real estate with no real estate experience, here's what I know. I'm staring at the stats. The Jordan Davis team, and what are these total appointments that I'm looking at, Valencia?
Yes, all of the numbers are combination. Yes, you got it.
So you start, and the first year, 2018, the Jordan Davis team had 51 appointments, served 110 families, and did 30 million in volume. Very, very solid, respectable, business, real estate business, right? Mm-hmm. That was in 2018. Last year, we went from 110 families served to 210 families served. I'm skipping some years. 253 appointments and 58 million in volume this year so far. And if you're watching this on replay, we are filming this. This is August 4th. So far, year to date, we're at 81 million volume, 270 families served, 380 appointments so far this year. So if you were wondering who is about to talk to us about how to convert, this is someone who came with zero real estate experience 3 years ago. Let me do math in my head. 4 years ago. 4 years ago, went from 50 appointments to 380 appointments in a year. So I personally think that's a lot of credibility, and that we should all listen. That's an incredible, Valencia, incredible statistics, really, really amazing. And I think the world of Jordan Davis, and for her to, this is an incredible testament to both of you. It really is, the whole team. Love you guys. So we're going to walk you're going to walk us through 5 components of a quality call that converts. What is the first component of a quality call that converts?
I mean, your first impression is your quality call opener. As soon as the phone rings and you pick up
the call opener, you call it the call opener. Okay.
Yes, the call opener. Like I said, this is your first impression. And honestly, within the first 5 seconds, whoever is on the other end of that phone has already made up their mind either to keep listening or to hang up. So you have this really tiny window to make a good enough impression to hold their attention, keep them engaged. And if they stay on the phone, it ultimately increases your opportunity to actually set the appointment.
Okay, so give me a good opener. What do we do? How do we open?
Yeah. Hey, Vija, it's Valencia with the Davis team. Thank you so much for registering on our site. I wanted to give you a quick call to see what has you looking at homes online.
Oh, so open-ended question. So we don't ask any yes or no questions.
No,
okay.
Skip all that.
I'm going to keep going in the role play. Oh, I'm just kind of looking. I don't know. I've been thinking that maybe I should probably buy instead of keep renting, so I'm just kind of looking.
Yeah, of course. And just curious, what has you even considering to buy a house these days?
I mean, I think we might want to someday buy a house. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to see what I could get.
Okay. And what would buying a house do for you and your family?
I'm just looking. I'm good. I don't know. I don't know. I just think maybe.
Okay. And I know that you're just browsing. You're just kind of looking around. What would your dream home look like if we just stayed in this imaginary browse world?
You're good. It would be 3 bedrooms, modern, new construction, and ideally under, I have to think we have the whole country here. If I give my Seattle prices, you would all be on the floor. I was going to say under 2 million, and people in Seattle would understand that, but let's say under 700,000.
Yeah, of course. And having this home, this modern, updated, new construction, how would that impact your life in opposed to renting?
Well, I mean, it would give us, equity in an asset.
That's awesome that you're already considering your future worth. And this may seem like a really obvious question, Via, but increasing your assets and equity, what's important to you about that?
Well, I mean, I'd like to eventually know that I have something when it's, down the road that I could sell and buy another home, bigger home maybe, or, if I just to, be happy making money instead of paying someone else's mortgage.
Yeah, of course. That's super important to me too. And I am just curious in our dream world, because we are still in our fantasy of just browsing around. How soon would you want to build your equity and start paying your own mortgage instead of someone else's rent?
I mean, are you asking me like when I would want to buy?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I mean, I've kind of gotten online and played around with some calculators, and I know what we have in the bank and I know what we have saved up, but I don't really know like what my credit score is or anything. If that's what you're asking, I haven't really done anything.
Hey, no worries at all. We're actually here to help. Our first-time homebuyer specialist, Robin, is really good at playing with those numbers and just continuing that fantasy to help you make the best decision, whether now or even in the future. So tell me, when would be the best time for you and Robin to get together and discuss your next steps of purchasing the home in the future?
So not you. So who's Robin again?
Yeah, of course. Robin is our first-time homebuyer specialist. It is her job to play with all of the numbers and help you make your dream become a reality.
I don't want to waste your time. I'm just looking. I mean, I just don't know. I feel ready to kind of sit down with somebody yet, but thank you.
Yeah, of course, Via, no problem at all. And the really cool thing about Robin's role is she's there to give you information and to help you along the way. Just because you meet with her tomorrow or even Saturday, it doesn't mean you have to do anything. It just provides that information so when you are ready. And she already has time carved out in her schedule that's open for you if you'd like to take it. So tell me, Via, would tomorrow at 3 or Saturday at noon be easier for you to commit to?
Okay, I guess I could do Saturday at noon.
Fantastic. Robin can't wait to meet you. She'll give you a call and discuss the details of where you will meet to discuss your steps of purchasing that modern, up-to-date new build to help you increase your assets and build your equity.
All right. I mean, I feel kind of bad. I don't know if we're ready for this. I haven't even talked to my husband about it yet, but I do kind of want to buy a house. So let me see if I can get him to do this, to meet with him.
Yeah. And just remind him, Via, it's no pressure. If you like what you hear, awesome. Robin will take great care of you. If you and your husband aren't ready just yet, we'll still be there to help you along the way and hold your hand when you are ready in the future.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That sounds good. Okay, did I act like a typical, because when I've called people on the phone, I was trying to act like they normally are. Is there anything, any other common objections that I didn't do?
Another one is the money, like they're concerned about the money or they want to know the programs. Another really common objection, like you push back, they just continue to, I'm not ready. Well, just send me the listing alerts, which is one thing that makes me cringe. If you're not ready, if you don't want to buy a house, why do you want to see what's on the market?
Okay. So we're going to do that. Okay. So let's go back into role play. Okay. So, we're looking through, I don't know if we're ready. I just don't know if I'm ready to, meet with anybody.
Yeah, of course. And if you don't mind me asking, what's your hesitation with meeting with our specialist, Robin?
I mean, I don't know how much money we have saved up. I don't know if it's enough for a down payment. Prices are really going up. I'm hearing crazy things, like people have to waive a lot of things. I just don't know if we're ready for that. And, I think, I just think I want to keep looking online.
Yeah, of course. So one of the things that we could actually do, Via, is to present all of our financial solutions and help you customize the best plan for you to purchase your home in the future. And we can cover down payment, closing costs, and all of the programs that you would qualify for as a first-time home buyer. So which day next week is easier for you guys to commit to meeting with Robin?
I mean, just if you want to, can you just email me that information? That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to email it over to you, Via, and yet looking at a bunch of words on paper maybe won't make the most sense as if we sat down and showed you which program would be most compatible for you and your financial goals.
I mean, I just think I'm more comfortable with that. If you could just email it over, that'd be great.
Yeah, of course. And I'm just curious, what's more important to you? Figuring out which plan works best or looking at a lot of random homes online?
Well, I mean, I would like to, I'm seeing that I can set up a search here, and I can go ahead and set up a search for myself, and maybe get some emailed to me. I'm okay with doing that for a while.
Of course, I understand completely. And how long do you anticipate window shopping before making a purchase?
I mean, I don't know. I just started looking. That's what I mean. I don't know that I feel ready to answer that yet because I'm not really ready. I just started looking, so I can't really answer that. I don't know.
Of course, I understand. And in the beginning, there's a lot of moving parts, and we want to be able to help you navigate each one of them. If we could show you and help you understand your budget as well as your purchase power, how open would you be to meeting with Robin to discuss all your options?
I mean, I feel like I don't know how we don't have a lot saved up. So maybe a phone call is better to start with so that, we see if it's even worth it to meet. I might be open to that.
Yeah, of course. Is it possible, Via, that we can do a Zoom with Robin just so she could share a screen with you to show you all of the programs and how you would fall into which one is easiest for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I want to go on camera, but yeah, that's fine.
Hey, you can leave your camera off, but I promise to leave ours on so you can see Robin and see her screen, okay?
I'm not on camera on Zoom enough. Just kidding. That was a little joke. Role play for a minute. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Well, here's what I love about your objection handling. What I can already see that I train people all the time, and you just did it so beautifully, is you acknowledge and agree. You're like, we agree with everything. Yes. And then you're going to go right into whatever you're going to say anyway. And it has nothing to do with whether it's a yes or a no. That's exactly
You're not supposed to tell everybody.
Always going to be yes. Always going to be yes. And then you're going to go into whatever it was you were going to say. So I love how you smoothly did that every single time you agreed with me and went on with your own agenda. It was really beautiful. And I knew you were playing me, and you still won. That was good. So, okay. So let's drill down a little bit though on the opener. What are some remind me of the question you asked me, how is your home search going? Is that what did you ask me?
What has you looking at homes online? So the open-ended question is always related to how this lead came into your life, whether they're for selling by owner, whether they just expired, you met them at an open house. The opener always relates to how they came into your life so you can unite the action with the conversation.
That's awesome. What other opening questions have you used before, or comments or lines?
Of course. How is your home search going?
Mm-hmm.
What has you thinking about selling your home?
Okay.
One of my favorite ones that we have been using a lot, especially since the market has kind of done this topsy-turvy explosion of sellers. If you could sell right now without putting your home on the market, what price would you want to sell at?
The golden script.
The golden script. Yep. And we use it so frequently because everyone is moving, making a change, doing something, and we want to catch them. And it kind of knocks it off guard instead of, hey, Via, do you want to sell your home today? Right. I'll say no and hang up. But if I ask the golden script without going on the market, at what price would you consider selling? They always give me a number.
Do they always give you a number? Really?
Always. Whether it makes sense or not. I had a guy tell me just yesterday, $6 million and it's yours. Oh, okay. What makes your home worth $6 million? And it made me laugh. And he knew it was some astronomical amount, but we were able to get the conversation going. And he is a much longer nurture. He's retired and has nothing else to do with his time, but answer cold calls. So it was great, but they do always give a number because you ask them for a number.
And was that circle prospecting? Is that who you called in order to get him?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, okay, perfect. So we're kind of opening up. We're smiling. I noticed you were smiling because we can hear a smile, and you're asking open-ended questions. And the definition of that is a question that doesn't get answered with a yes or a no. Correct. Anything else on opener that you would add before we move on?
Gratitude is always really important, not just that generic, thank you for taking my call, but I'm glad you picked up. It was awesome to speak with you today, expressing some form of appreciation that they actually took the time to not only pick up, but to listen to what you had to say.
I love that because I don't always hear people say that. That's a little controversial. Like, thank you for picking up. Not everyone would. That's awesome. That's great. I think that's great. So 5 components of a quality call that converts. The first one is the opener. What is number 2?
Of course, building rapport.
Building rapport. Okay. What would be an example of that?
Building rapport. If they, like you mentioned that you were thinking about buying a home. If I had just bought a home, I could relate to you and say, oh yeah, I was thinking about purchasing a home myself, or we actually just bought our first home. So finding a connection that your lead to help them feel that you're one of them, like birds of a feather flock together. So this small change in the way you speak to your lead will help them to build rapport quickly, just because y'all find a way that you can connect over the phone, or even if it is in person. Just something small that it may seem to you, but it can be huge to them. Like you mentioned your husband, you wanted to get his approval before meeting. One way, if we went into an extensive role play, I could say, yeah, I understand. Don't want to, make your husband grumpy or to miss out on his input on the situation. So what objections do you think he'll have? My husband would normally say, blah, blah, blah. So just including that, I got a husband at home too, and he could be grumpy with change. How does your husband do with change? And that way that can make them feel like, oh, she gets me because of this is the situation.
What's really interesting about this? I'll tell you a story that has to do with this. The I'm one of you. I think this is absolutely brilliant. So I ordered something from Wayfair, and it was a patio couch, deck couch. And they shipped it and they missed a box. So we've been, having a half put together couch on my deck during 2 beautiful weeks in August in Seattle, like it's not good. And so I got on their chat line on Sunday and I said, hey, regarding order number, blah, 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 I'm a little frustrated because it keeps saying it's preparing for the replacement box keeps saying it's preparing for shipping, and it hasn't shipped in 10 days and I don't have any notifications and I'm getting a little frustrated. Mm-hmm. And the customer service bot said, wow, I can see why you're frustrated. I would feel the same way too. And then they went on and then they didn't do anything for me. So then I kept going, okay, and that's actually not answering my question at all. And could I get some clarification on where we are with regards to shipping? Oh, I can totally understand, Vija, why you would want that clarification. I would feel the same way. Let me check for you. I was like, God, that's good. Because in each case, it was the I'm one of you, right? I would feel frustrated too. I understand, and whatever. And you're doing the same thing. And I think that is not only good reports, really good customer service, guys. If you have anyone calling and they're not happy with something, it's a really great way to tackle it. So that's awesome. So whatever they say, you're going to find the commonality and the connection and relate to them is what I'm hearing.
Yes. And keep in mind, there is a really thin line. No one wants that over, like, oh yeah, I get it. I get it. Me too. And this one time, you definitely don't want to overdo it, but find that happy balance of, I do understand your frustration or your excitement with purchasing your first home. So there is a really happy balance that you have to find when building rapport with your lead.
So it's not about you, it's about them. And you don't want to pull it back and make it about yourself.
Correct. You got it.
Yeah, that's really, really great. I love that. Okay. So we've got a strong opener. We've got rapport now. Yeah, she understands, her husband, she'd feel the same way. Like, got to get her husband on board with that meeting. What's the third component of a call that converts?
Motivation. And motivation is always so intriguing to me. A person's motivation really helps you understand what makes their heart beat. Like what's important to them. Why are they willing? What are they willing to give their blood and sweat and tears to? And knowing their motivation can give you like insight on the reason they give those responses. Like in our mini role play, you kept saying, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And then you mentioned we don't have enough saved up. So it's really that you're not ready. The truth is you just don't have enough saved up. And so maybe down payment assistance may be what you need to take that next step. And it's not, you're not ready because you're excited. You're looking at homes a whole lot. You just don't have enough saved up. So digging a little bit deeper, you can understand the best way to help them if you know what the motivation is pushing them or what's holding them back.
So how would you dig deeper? Let's go back to our role play where I'm that character. I'm that first time buyer who doesn't have enough, saved up. Let me allow you to dig a little deeper there because I think I need to understand this one a little more. Because in my mind, motivation has always been timing. And so, okay. So yeah, I just, I don't know. I do kind of want to look at homes and I want to get them, emailed to me, but I don't know that I'm ready to meet yet. I don't want to waste anyone's time.
Yeah, no time wasted at all, Via. I am just curious, what even has you considering making a move?
We would like to buy, and it's, definitely something we want to do. I just, I don't know how much, if we have enough money saved up, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and this may seem like an obvious question, but what makes you think you don't have enough money saved up?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at homes that are, $600,000 and, we've got $80,000 saved up. And, I know that we need probably another 40,000, to buy a home.
Yeah, of course. And I'm just curious, where'd you get your math for how much you need for your down payment?
Well, isn't it 20% down?
In many cases, 20% down can be accurate. However, with the way loans are structured these days, there are opportunities for you to purchase a home with as little as 3% down. This is exactly why you should chat with Robin. And she actually has one time available tomorrow at 6. Could you commit to a phone call with her to discuss your loan options to purchase your first home?
My only comment on that is I don't want to have a huge monthly payment. And my concern is if we go with one of these low down options, that the payment would be so high, it just would kind of freak me out a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So when you say a payment being too high, what number would just make you guys completely uncomfortable in your budget?
I mean, I maybe $3,500 a month.
Okay, so is it safe to say, Via, that if we kept it under $3,500 a month and got you assistance with the down payment percentage, would you be willing to talk to our lenders at BK Mortgage to see how we can make that possible for you?
Yeah, actually I would. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Now, this is no guarantee. We're going to play with the numbers and see what works best for you to ensure you get the best option. If anything ever sounds wrong or you're uncomfortable, let us know and we'll walk you through it to be sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. Okay.
All right. I mean, if you think, I don't want to waste their time either. I mean, I don't know,
Hey, I appreciate you thinking about them, but they've already carved out time on their schedule. You just have to let me know which is more compatible for your busy work schedule. So does tomorrow at 4 or Saturday at 2 work better for you to commit to?
God, you are good.
Thank you.
That's amazing. All right. That was awesome. So you just pivoted right to the lender close. So the first one, Robin, was the buyer specialist, and then you pivoted. I'm curious, do you not steer everybody to the lender? Do you steer everyone to the buyer specialist? First, kind of walk me through that a little bit.
Yes, of course. As the ISA, the way our team is set up, excuse me, I do steer everyone to their buyer specialist because I want them to build a relationship with that agent, not necessarily the lender. And we all know every lender is not compatible for every buyer. So I want the agent to have the opportunity to build rapport, to build that relationship, and then decide which program, which lender would be best for this buyer or even this seller.
Yeah. Okay. That's really good. Thank you for sharing all that. All right. So motivation, another way to look at motivation is timing. So you mentioned earlier that you were talking to someone who said $6 million and he's retiring, right? So his motivation, that's a timing motivation, right? Where he has a hard stop there and okay. All right. Okay. So far we're at 3 out of 5 components. We are at a good opener, we're at rapport, and we're at motivation. Now, I think we spend the most time, we already kind of have a little bit, but we spend the most time on number 4. What is number 4?
Objections. Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
These things can discourage anybody, but for me, they're the funnest part of the conversation because you never know what you're going to get. You never know what someone is going to say. And digging to find out the real reason is so much fun because you get to uncover it. And in many cases, you even hear like their self-discovery when they say something out loud and they kind of hesitate or if you get in person with them and you can see their face kind of twinge a little bit, like that doesn't make any sense. Or it happens, they tear up because they're thinking, I want to buy my first home because of these reasons to benefit my family. And you can hear them get choked up or their eyes start watering. And you're like, yes, I made you cry, but in a good way. So it's great to hear and uncover objections.
Okay, I love that. So let's switch gears a little bit. And let's do a role play right now. And we're going to focus on the objection handling so we can skim on the first part. I want to be a seller. I'm going to be a seller. And let's say it's a circle prospecting call. Okay, so I have, you sold my neighbor's house and you got me on the phone and I'm a seller. So ring, ring. Hello.
Hey, it's Valencia with the Davis team. Thank you so much for picking up. I was just curious. We recently sold a home next to you. At what price would you consider selling your current property?
I'm sorry, who is this?
No problem. It's Valencia with the Davis team. We just sold your neighbor's home. Have you considered selling?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Did it get multiple offers?
It sure did. And we actually closed $25,000 above asking price.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you could pick a number today and not even have to go on the market, at what price would you want to sell?
I don't know if we want to sell. Maybe $2 million.
$2 million, of course. So before you tell me a little bit about your home, if you were to sell, where would you go next?
I don't know. That's kind of the problem. I actually wouldn't mind selling. I just don't know. We'd have to find a house that we like. We're pretty flexible. It's just there doesn't seem to be a lot on the market.
Of course. Well, I can tell you there are still tons of homes available. What are you looking for in your next home?
I would love to have like a super modern or new construction, townhome or smaller home that's just modern and easy to just move into and just easy.
Yeah, and having an easy, modern, maybe even a new construction condo, how would that change things for you now?
I don't really want a condo. I think we want like either, a townhome or like four walls. But yeah, I do think it would probably just simplify things, and we don't need all the space and just make it easy. If we wanted to go away, we could just kind of lock the doors and walk away and not have to worry about yard stuff. And, it'd be nice.
Yeah, of course. And with a more simple life and less maintenance, what would you do with all your free time?
Yeah, we would somehow fill it, I'm sure. I really think that that's fascinating that they sold for 25 over. I saw a whole bunch of people at their open house. How many offers did you end up getting?
We got over 20.
Wow, 20 offers. And interesting. Did you represent the buyer at all?
No, we did not represent the buyer. Another agent brought it. And I know that you mentioned that you would, make a change if we could find you something, a townhome, modern, new construction. Was there a certain city you were interested in?
Yeah, definitely, Kirkland or, maybe parts of Seattle.
Oh, that works out perfectly. We have a few partnerships with builders in that area. I would love to present you all of the specs that they have upcoming that haven't even been released to the public. It's just something we get through our partnership. Which day next week could we come and show you that and discuss what buying a home before you even sell this one would look like?
Oh, yeah, no. We don't. We're not really going to sell. I just was curious about it. Thank you so much for calling, but we don't.
Yeah, of course. And just to soothe your curiosity, we love to just present the information so you can see what options are available to you. Now, just because we meet via, it doesn't mean you have to do anything. We just want to be sure that you're aware of all the possibilities that you have access to.
Yeah, I don't think we're ready. I'm ready to meet. I'm not particularly interested in meeting or anything, but thank you for all the information. I do like looking online.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sorry if I might have misunderstood you. Clear things up for me. You mentioned that if you could find a townhome that was modern and possibly a new construction, that you might be interested in selling. Did I hear you correctly?
Oh, that's good. That is not role play. That is via eking out. Well, I mean, you can certainly email me some of those. If I found one of those, I'd be interested in potentially seeing them. Sure.
Right. And so if I emailed them to you, they would already be on the market. Our builder pamphlet that we have as partnerships with builders, they haven't been released yet. So to get you first look on all of the new modern updated homes with no yard maintenance, I would have to show you in person. So tell me, which day next week would you be available for a no cost, no obligation, sit down for just 30 minutes to see how you could purchase your new home without even having to sell this one?
Jeez, girl. That is just good. I was just that's exactly how people are, you know. Yeah, I'm not interested in meeting. Who are you? What? No. Have you sold anything here before? That's the other thing, right? Do they ever ask you that? Like, you know, who are you guys? Have you sold in my neighborhood? My friends, you know, my good friend's a realtor in this neighborhood. Who are you guys? Do you ever get that one?
We do get that one, or because I'm not an outside agent, they'll tell me, well, I've never heard of you. I've never seen your sign.
Okay, so I've never seen your sign. Who are you again? Have you ever sold here?
Yeah, we've actually sold several homes in your area, and you don't have to see our homes. The really cool thing is we tend to sell homes before they hit the market, which saves our sellers, the homeowners, a lot of pain of keeping their home museum ready, since they all have small families. So we can do the same. Go ahead.
So what homes have you sold in my neighborhood? Whose houses?
Of course, I can pull up the address. What's your current address?
Blah, 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 blah.
Fantastic. It looks like we've sold 8 homes in your area this year alone. And majority of them went off market, which means we sold them without having to inconvenience the sellers and making them their net what they needed to purchase their next home. At what price would you consider selling your property?
Yeah, I mean, we really would, you know, probably sell at 2 million. We weren't planning on selling. So just, I want to be clear, like we are not planning on selling, but if you had a buyer for us and, you know, at 2 million, we'd sell.
Yeah, of course. That won't be a problem at all, but I do want to be sure that we take care of your family. So once we get you that offer for at least 2 million, where will you go next?
Well, I don't know. Even if we had to rent for a bit, I think if we sold it at 2, it'd be worth it. But
Fantastic.
Ideally, we'd stay in Kirkland. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And Kirkland is so awesome. What I want to do for you, Via, is I'm not going to make any empty promises. I do want to review the numbers, pull some things for you and present them just to ensure that we're on the same page before we activate the next step in getting your home sold. So which day next week can we meet? Friday at 2, or is Saturday at 4 easier for you to commit to?
Okay, I'll tell you what, if you do some preliminary research and you think there's a possibility we could get close to 2 million, I would consider setting an appointment.
Fantastic. What I'm going to do, with today being Wednesday, I'm going to do all of that preliminary research tonight. I will call you tomorrow before noon. When I call you, I will let you know, yes, everything looks great. We're going to pick a date at that time. In the event that the numbers don't make sense, I'm still going to call you tomorrow and be open and honest to let you know what's going on. And then in a year or two, when we can get you that 2 million or more, we'll book an appointment then. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
Wonderful. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow before noon.
Wow. What did I not say that you would typically get? What any other objections that I didn't focus on?
No, we talked about the spouse earlier and the numbers not making sense. Nope, I think you were a great typical hesitation lead.
Because I am on the phone. I know. So because here what we're getting, Valencia, is it's not about, they understand that they would get a really good price when they sell. They just don't know where they buy. And I'm assuming that's many markets around the country.
It is. And that's why I love to ask, like, hey, I don't want to inconvenience you and your family. What will you do next? Where will you go next? Have you thought about where you would move once we sell this home for $2 million? I love to always ask that. So there's no surprises once I bring you an offer. You're not like, whoa, we can't take that because we don't have anywhere to go. Well, yeah. We already have a plan in place. So once I get you this offer, you accept it, you sign it. Now we can discuss your next steps.
Yeah, that's right. That's really, really good. For new agents that are watching, I just want to kind of do an aside. Remember the royal we, and the royal we is we can mean your office. It can mean your team or your office. So you can just pull, and every MLS is slightly different, but you can pull the numbers and say, well, we've sold 8 homes in your neighborhood. Just as a reminder, this is the royal we. It's not you personally necessarily, right? So anything to add to that? When you were just getting started, what did you have to do differently or say differently?
I had to really, like you said, figure out the power of the royal we, and I had to figure out more about Jordan, because I was pitching her, I was setting her up for appointments, and so I had to really dive in to see all of the things she knew. And if it was something she didn't know, or if I wasn't clear, if she was aware or knowledgeable of this area or a certain zip code, I had to learn to ask more questions to the lead. What's important about Kirkland? What do you love about Kirkland? How is Eastland different from Kirkland? All of these random questions. So then when I would pass the baton to Jordan to give her all the details from my call, then she would know I need to come prepared about country clubs or the golf courses or school districts. It would set her up for greater success because I took the time to ask more questions.
Yeah, that makes total sense. That's really, really great. Okay, 5 components of a quality call that converts. We've got our opener, we've got rapport, motivation, objection. What's a stall versus an objection?
Of course. Now, a stall comes at the very beginning of the conversation. And it's something silly like I'm busy, or my favorite one, I'm walking into a meeting, I can't talk.
Okay, let's do it. Let's role play. Okay. Hello.
Hey, it's Valencia with the Davis team. I was just calling to thank you for registering on our site and to see what has you looking at homes online.
Oh, yeah. I'm, you know what? I'm walking into a meeting right now. Gotta run. Not a good time to talk.
Yeah, of course. I'm really glad you brought that up. Thank you for letting me know. When would be a better time for us to talk?
I don't know. I'm good. I don't need to talk.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm just curious. What had you looking at homes online?
Oh, I don't even know how we got on that link, honestly. Who is this?
No.
What was the website again?
Yeah, of course. Blah, blah, blah at gmail.com. Now, the reason I wanted to give you a shout is because I see you liked a couple different homes. What do you love about a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom in Kirkland?
Oh, are those still available, by the way?
Yeah, a couple of them are. What has you interested in purchasing a home this year?
I mean, I don't know if we're going to purchase a home, but I would be curious to know if those are available, but I don't know. We probably won't.
Yeah, what's your hesitation if they are available?
I don't know. I gotta go. I don't know.
I can see you fighting it. Like you're like, I want to keep talking, but I don't because I said I gotta go. And it's no problem at all. I just keep pushing. When you come into someone that has a stall, they want to push you off. 2 things will happen. They'll either agree to talk to you later, and hang up, or they'll keep talking and forget that they had something else to do. Okay. You told me in the very beginning that you were in a rush and you had to go, and then we talked for another 45, 50 seconds.
Okay. What if I said I wasn't online looking at houses?
Oh, no problem. Sometimes our system glitches. Have you ever thought about buying a home?
Actually, yeah. Okay, someone asked that. That's the only reason I brought that up. All right. So, okay. So the stall is you're either going to set the appointment for later. How many show versus not show when you do that?
About 75%. If they say I'm headed to a meeting, call me after 5 when I get off work.
Oh.
A lot of those will actually pick up, talk, and be like, oh, yeah, thank you for calling me back. I forgot. Or, oh, yeah, I meant to follow up with you when I was looking at homes last night. It is about a 70% pickup rate. The rest of them, those other 25, they really didn't want to talk to anybody. They were just browsing. And by the time I called them later, they probably already blocked me. Yeah. So it's no big deal. We just throw it, charge it. But it's 75% of those people that say they're too busy or they're going into a meeting or they're not interested. I can turn them around. Okay. So those are some, pretty good objections. We covered a lot today, a lot of objections, which is number 4. Number 5, it goes without saying. And the whole purpose of this whole thing is what? Setting the appointment, getting the commitment. The reason I called you is because I want to meet with you. I want your business. I want to build that relationship. So setting the appointment is the fifth component of converting a call.
Okay, let's dive into it. How do you close? What does that look like? You showed us, I know, but let's get specific.
Of course. So when setting the appointment, I always ask, which could you commit to? Not which is easiest for you. I can make time. I dive a little bit deeper and I let them know we could carve out time at this day at this time or this day at this time, which is easiest for you to commit to. Now, the word commitment is the adult equivalent to a pinky promise. Nobody ever wants to be the loser that breaks a pinky promise. As adults, you can't exactly run around pinky promising everybody, but you can ask and honor your commitment. Ben loves to tell us we're all promise keepers. If you say it, you're going to do it, and that's the end of it. So you ask for the commitment, and it turns the ownership back on them because they say, oh, Tuesday at 4, I could commit to that. Perfect. You just pinky promised me virtually that you will keep that
Okay, got it. So give me 3 different closes that are kind of your go-to, your most common go-to.
The one where they said, I don't want to be a bother. Hey, you're not really a bother. Robin already has these times set out on her calendar. You just have to let me know which one is easiest for you to commit to, Tuesday at 3 or Friday at 4.
For you to commit to. So that's the commonality. Okay. And yes. Then what might be another one? And I know you did it throughout our role playing, but let's specifically talk about, like, that's a good one. What are some other ones?
I'm looking at the calendar now, Vija, and it seems like Robin could actually carve out time tomorrow at 3 or is Saturday at 4 easier for you to commit to.
Okay. What's another one?
Another one would be, I know you're not thinking about making any real estate changes, for another couple of years. We're already booking out for October. Or what month is this? August, September? We're already booking out for the end of August, 1st of September. And it looks like Robin could carve out time on September the 1st at 3 or with September the 3rd at 4 be easier for you to commit to. Those are for people that are like, I'm not ready. I got time. We're 6 months away. I let them know. Good news is we're opening booking already for next month.
Are you really booked for appointments now through next month?
No, but it sounded really good, didn't it?
It sounded really good. No, I'm in. Like, I'm all in. I just that sounded so good. I was like, wow, like, that's amazing. You need more agents, by the way.
We are booked about a week in advance with some carve outs. So literally when I say carve out, I have an agent that'll say I can make time, and it'll be about a 45-minute window.
I love that so much. All right. So, okay. So I am, for a lot of you are listening only, a lot of you are watching on Facebook, and some of you are on Zoom. I'm getting a lot of chat activity this particular webinar, Ms. Valencia, and everybody wants some of this written down. So I'm going to take some notes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to email everybody with the link for Valencia's class. It's called Converted. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Tell everybody a little bit about the format. How does that class work?
Of course, Converted is a 14-week program where you meet once a week for 1 hour, where you discuss random tips and tricks. So components of a quality call opener is really only the beginning. We dive into several other components and skills that help strengthen your abilities to convert appointments, whether on the phone or in person. And some things we do through text and email, because we know the digital age we live in, people don't always want a voice-to-voice. So with Converted, the next round will start October the 1st.
Okay, cool. So we'll send everybody the link. We'll send everybody some of these scripts and techniques typed out for everyone who's registered. If you're not on our list, be sure to register to be on our list. It's at benkinneyagenttraining.com. And Valencia, I can't thank you enough for a phenomenal Wednesday webinar today. One of my favorites. It was so much fun role playing with you, and you let me kind of be all the people that I hate when I'm talking to, and you somehow made it good. You somehow, made the horrible person on the other end of the line good, and you closed everybody. If anybody has any Dallas, Texas real estate referral needs or, needs themselves, where would they find you? Where would they find your team?
Of course, yourdavisteam.com.
There you go, yourdavisteam.com. Well, thank you very much, Valencia. We really appreciate your time today. And thank you, everybody, for joining in. We will see you next Wednesday, as always, consistently at noon Pacific time next Wednesday for our next week's webinar. Have a great week.